Good morning. It is 11 o'clock Central Time. I'm Kim McGillis, joining you live from Regina, Saskatchewan. For my friends back home, it is presently, I believe, noon. And I think we are getting lots of snow in Ontario. This morning, Riley and I went for a walk very early, around 8 o'clock. It was minus 18 degrees today, with a very large wind blowing. It was crazy. If ever you have some great tips on amazing cream, my face is so dry. There's no humidity here compared to Ontario, which I need to adjust to. So anyways, facial creams are super recommended. I would love to know. I went and bought this most hydrating cream, but it's not working because the wind is so frisky. So I do have some snow hat hair right now going, and yeah, so we're going to continue today playing with decorative trees. I might have one last project to share. You know what? I thought it was Thursday today. My husband's like, no, it's Wednesday. Like, does this happen to you? Is this what retired life is, that you don't even know which day of the week it is? I was sure it was Thursday. I did update my post from Monday. Hi, Paul. Hi, Amy. Hope you are both well. I updated my blog post today from the note cards that I did on Monday, so you get to see those there. And I also shared a couple of tips. I don't know if you knew this, but right now it's the last chance list. When you see some things part of a bundle, exactly like the decorative trees that we're playing with today, you don't put the code in for the bundle. You have to put them separately, because like the dies are on sale. Sometimes the stamp sets are, sometimes they are not, but you do have to put the code separately to take advantage of that. And if you're a demonstrator like me, you get an extra discount on top of that. So I think some of the items are flying out like hotcakes, and you might want to look at that. I did post a link of whatever was on the last chance list. Today, I don't know where my time goes, like it's been so crazy. I don't see the day go by, but today I am thinking of pulling out whatever's retiring, so I know, maybe adding a little dot on there so I know what I have to play last chance. I think Amy's saying that she thought yesterday was Thursday. So you know what? I feel good that I'm not the only one that's all confused about the days of the week. Anyways, we'll see. Last night we had a veterans dinner. It was their Christmas dinner, so we went to eat with the veterans, and we all got dressed up, and it was a lovely evening. And then, like, yeah, this morning I had that little, hi Karen, that little walk with Riley. So now I'm paper crafting. Today I think I'll be in a studio all day. I did pick up my studio yesterday, did some decluttering. And that was going on. I don't know why. Riley's in my studio. Her little tail is waggy. She's got a croissant in her mouth. I wish I could show you to you. And then she's just wagging her tail like she thinks she's going somewhere, but really she's not going anywhere. Hi, Joan. Karen said that she sounds so fancy. She loves dressing up. I wish my daughters were there, because like they're the best at taking pictures. And of course, Chris dressed in his #1 uniform. I don't know what is called this one. So he was like even fancier than me, but it was lovely. And he wears red. It's like it's red. It's not the serge, but it was red. So it was pretty fancy, and he looked great in it. It's like almost like a penguin suit. He had like the straps. It was pretty cool. He is shy media, so I don't post him very often. It's sometimes a one-off that I'll put a picture of him. So, but he was very handsome. I have to say, he was pretty handsome. So anyways, we are going to continue today. I am going to lower my screen. We're going to go. I did already create my projects with the shaded green, but we're going to do the other two colors today because I can't keep focusing on shaded green. So I'm going to lower my screen, and here we are. I don't know. There's something about your partner in the uniform that looks amazing. Chris has had so many different uniforms over the years. For sure, when he was a canine handler, his greens were my favorite. I used to love it, but I have to say that the red serge does look good on him for sure with his little blonde hair. So just gonna log in here so I get to see your comments. I don't know if you're like me. There's something about somebody in a uniform. Okay, so here we are. I am gonna dim the lights off again right here. And we are continuing with the same color combination. If ever Lucy's watching the replay, I did answer your question privately about those cute snowflake cookies, so she might want to go and look at that. Paul's saying it's dry here in Utah. Yeah, I remember that. My doctor had me get a humidifier. That's great. Costco has Homedics that holds 2 gallons of water. So I'll have to look into that. We do have some back home, but for here we don't. And then you don't have to consistently fill it. And being a nurse, I do have to say that it is very important to clean those humidifiers. Very regal looking in uniform. Yeah. And then Natalie saying military uniform was very sexy too. So you know what, Natalie, you might want to ask your husband to take out his uniform back out. But I just felt he looked amazing. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents. So today we're going to fixate on these 2 colors. We're going to go with Melon Mambo. We're making 2 cards at once. You know what? I said, what the heck? Let's do 2. And then also the Misty Moonlight. So I am continuing because I'm building my series. Like I said, the bundles, not the bundle itself, but the dies, the decorative tree dies are on sale today. So you might want to look at that. Beautiful collection. I've already made my 3rd card. We are using not basic white today. I am going to be, shocker, right? I am going to be using the coordinating colors. So for our 2 cards, we're going to be using Melon Mambo and Misty Moonlight. So those are going to be my background colors. So I'm going to start, I believe, with Melon Mambo. So you're going to take out a piece of cardstock that is Melon Mambo, and this one is 4 1/4 by 11. I am using my bone folder to do my scores. I just find that my trimmer is so old that sometimes there's a space, so I just prefer to use a bone folder. Hello, Catty from Australia. So today my greetings should be on the right side. I said to my husband, I don't know if this is perimenopause or something, but holy camoli, the last 2 days, it's like my brain has been a little bit off there. So anyways, pretty funny. Okay, you'll need a basic white cardstock, and this is just gonna go on the inside. It is 4 by 5 1/4. Paul is saying that Misty Moonlight is one of his favorite color. I have to say the blue is my favorite color, so I'm just gonna pull a second piece here. So I agree with you, it is so soft. It's like a bluish gray tone, lovely. So I am doing this one at the same time because I feel like today's a multitasking day. Brought my husband some blueberry muffin crumble this morning with a hot coffee because it's so cold. Lucy, I see that you're joining now. I said earlier, if ever, I sent you a private message about those cookies. And I am flying to Ontario very soon, so you might want to look at that message. Here I am showing paper craft, but we're like almost talking about cookies and dealing about cookies. Pretty funny. So I'm gonna pull this guy out. I'm using only my plate number 1 and my plate number 4. And I am saying that I'm using these plates. Why? Because I do have that question. Sometimes people don't know which plates to use. I'm gonna be continuing with the same dies, embossing folder. I can't remember if this one's retiring too. If somebody knows, please let me know, but it's one of my favorite. It's the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. It's part of the list, and like I said, I will pull them out today. So when I'm doing this, I'm adding it directly to that line to make it perfect. You don't have to, but if you want to, this is kind of a great trick. So there's a little trinkets of snowflakes at the top, and then it becomes like a full-blown snowstorm at the bottom. So I'm gonna be tucking this one in. And then I'm really basing it off of my card from Monday, not my Facebook Live from Monday, but just my card itself. So you see, if ever you have everything pre-cut, it's kind of easy to do a bunch of cards. So here we have it right here. If ever this embossing folder was very delicate and you wanted to create that crisp look, my suggestion for you is wet your cardstock, like spray mist your cardstock. We do have these cute little spray mist, and I think they sent some to me in my artisan box that I still have to empty that I got yesterday. But when you mist your cardstock, your embossing will be a lot more embossed, if that makes any sense. When I'm tired, it's like my French accent pops up and then I have trouble talking. Okay, so I'm gonna do the second one right away, and at least we'll be done with all the embossing. Perennial postage dies. Do you have these dies? They are amazing. And that's what I based my other layer off of. So we're gonna be taking that one out very shortly. Okay, so now I have the second one right here. And then if you wanted to create some shine, those little bottles, aside from adding water, you could take your Wink of Stella and add a couple of drops in that bottle and mist Wink of Stella mixed with water to create a shiny look. So that's another thing that you could do. So lots of alternatives. I'm just sharing a couple of ideas here that you might want to duplicate. I am going to bring back my plates 2 and 3. So you need your plate 2 and 2 of plate 3. And then perennial dies, I'm using die number 2. They are my favorite. You know what? We could do like postage stamp sets, like extra large postage stamp sets if we wanted to. They're fun because they come in a bunch of different sizes. So we're going to be doing 2 of these, and I want to show you something. This time what I'm doing is I'm leaving a slight border right here because I want a border. It's going to punch out this section, and I want you to keep this section to do your note cards. So it's like I'm using things in double, meaning there's no wastage at all. That image that we are die cutting could be used on multiple projects. Okay, so Paul is giving us the update. The Snowflake Sky embossing folder is currently available in the US, but it's not on the last chance item. Thank you so much for clarifying. Why is it not available? We'll have to look into that, Paul, you and I. Okay, so this part is what you would keep for your love notes. I'm gonna do a second one because we're multitasking here. I'm gonna add this one right here, and the end product is always nicer when you get to see alternatives with a bunch of different colors. Let's go a little bit lower, so if I go lower, then I could just do my other cut. So we'll have a second piece. There's a lot of cutting to do today. And then Monday's technique, remember I used some watercoloring, I wet the paper, I had added some blending and then added some drops. If you don't want to do that, you don't need to, there are other options. So this we will keep for later. I'm just gonna set that piece aside. I'm gonna do a couple of, trees, just because we need a couple of them. So I'm gonna use this one. We haven't used it yet, so I thought that this might be a great option this morning. And also, which other one could we use? There's so many. Let's see, I'm gonna pull them out. Let's look in here. So those are the smaller ones, and then we have these here. also going to pull out my 2 paper that I've already colored, and this is to do and use most of them today. So since I want to do like a 1 cut, so I'm going to pull out this image for the pink, and I'm going to pull out this image for the misty moonlight. So I'm going to tuck them in here. Just trying to do multitask here so we could do a bunch. And my suggestion to you is bring it in to cut right that and bring it back for a second time. That embossing folder, Paul is just saying, he's giving us the update that he thinks it's the week of December 30th that it will be back. So it's an embossing folder that you could use pretty much all winter long. So kind of a great one to have. Now you'll have to be patient. You will have to use your poke, pick a tool, and then just punch these out. So I have one in white. I just like white on white because I'm boring like that. I just love it. So this is one image that we'll have to poke out. And then I've done the one in Melon Mambo. And I just found that my Melon Mambo was a little light. So I'm going to be adding more Melon Mambo on it. Just because I guess that day when I did show you how to blend with a blending brush, I didn't add a lot of ink, so I want more. So there's no worries or no issues if you want to add more. I just want Melon Mambo to pop out like there's no tomorrow. So I'm popping these, and I should be doing this above a garbage pail because if it's just gonna go everywhere. So I have to vacuum again. I got, by the way, we were talking about Costco. I got this new mini, what is it called? I'm trying to see right here. It's called a Wand Vac by Shark to pick up Riley's dog hair. So here we have it. I'm just gonna leave that here. So it was at Costco and available, so. And then this one, I guess I must have not die cut it. I'm gonna need my little paper trims right here. And then this one is gonna be our Misty Moonlight, Paul. This is gonna be ours, the one that we're gonna be using. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pull out another piece of scrap, and I'm gonna be, I need 2 of these, or maybe even one. So we got this one, we got that one. Actually, we'll need like 4 because I'm making 2 cards, so it's not going to be too fast. And then we'll assemble together, so you'll see it's going to go pretty quick. So I like to flip them on this side like this, so then at least I get to use as much of my basic white cardstock. So I have 2 right here. Let's do a third. There's a lot of beautiful images, part of the stamp set as well, so we might want to use that today. And then everybody's trees are going to be different because there are so many dies, part of that collection, that you could just do them the way that you wish. So I got 3 here. I think I want one last one, and then I'll put this aside and then we could start assembling. I need to go visit the inventory list to see what's going on with the inventory list. So we have, let's see, this one is white on white. So white on white could go right on top of each other if I wanted to. Then I have, like, let's say this one, and then I'll add a third one for this one. And then this one might be my single one, and then I'll have white. So I still need some more. I feel like I need 2 extra designs. So let's do that and then we'll be good to go. So I got another piece here. Let's pull this in, and then I think the snowflake is my favorite. So pull it out, and then we're gonna also use this one, and then we're done for sure. Okay, so let's do this, and we can assemble. I also feel like I want to take this one out just for fun, because I haven't used it yet, so I thought he could be cute too. So let's see. You'll also need like just a piece of cardstock. Like it doesn't even need to be thick. It could be paper. I like to use the grid paper from Stampin' Up, so we'll need that too. So there you have it. I'm done with this part. I'm gonna straighten this out, and then let's start poking here. Poke, poke, poke. So one piece. I like this. This is kind of cute. And then I'm gonna go here so you get to see how I'm poking everything. But if ever, you don't want to do that on the surface where you're working. You want to do that above a garbage or in front of that mini vacuum that I just got. But look how cute that is. And sometimes I like to leave some of them in there. Like you don't have to remove all of them. So consider that, because it's kind of cute to have some of them poking or some of them half poking as well. I don't know. Or are you a perfectionist that they all need to be removed? Up to you. I just find that sometimes I'll leave part of the die cut in there. Look at it. This could make little pretty snow pieces that we could add in a shaker card. One of my downline, who's by the way down south, is saying, Kim, when do you sleep? It's like once you start creating, we get so many ideas that we can't stop, right? Paul is saying that the decorative trees dies are on the last item, but they're also unavailable. Oh my goodness, are you serious? I thought I just checked like before, and I thought they were available. So the week of December 9th, you need to get these. I thought like not long ago. Maybe it's because they are going off super fast. The other thing, do you remember that punch, that vintage punch truck? It is also on the last chance list with the stamp set. I know that the English stamp set was not available, but the French one was still there. But like that's the punch, the vintage punch of the truck, I'm keeping. Like this is not going to be on the for sale part. I think I might have a second punch because I had the collection in French and English. So I don't need two punches, so I'll put it in my retired sale. But it's retiring. Like I love that punch. That punch I use to punch out designer series paper. I don't need that stamp set all the time, but it's one. Sometimes, like I was saying this morning on my blog, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because you don't want these items to go, but in another sense, it's kind of fun to have some sales. Oh, the other part that I wanted to say is they don't have a clearance rack specific anymore. It's part of that last chance list. So if you scroll, and I did put that on my blog, if you scroll at the end, I think it's page 11, 9, 10, 11, there's some designer series paper for our Canadian friends at $3 and something. There's some ribbon, gorgeous ribbon embellishments at $3 and something. So they blended that retired list, that clearance rack list, with exactly that, with the last chance list. You could also see some punches at $9. Now, if you're in the US or in Australia, or like you just have to do the conversion. I think for my US friends, you have some designer series paper at $2 something. So imagine when we're demonstrators, we get that discount on top of that. And I love to add these as gifts for hostesses. So it's like when I did one of my classes, I added everybody like a punch. So that was kind of fun, right? See, they look like little confettis. I should keep them for something else, but I have so much retired cardstock. Okay, so sorry for all the finicky little poking here. I am gonna start assembling. Grab some dimensionals. We are gonna pull out our embossed image right here. So Natalie's also saying that the Decorative Trees stamps and dies are currently unavailable. When you do watch for it, Paul said that they are coming back. Normally what's out of stock in the US, it's the same for Canada, but when you do see them back in stock, you want to grab them separately, not in a bundle like I was sharing. And like I said, the last chance list, you want to go to the end on page 9, 10, 11 to see all the clearance items that have been added there, because there's some good ones, really, really good ones. Okay, so I did not do my basic white card base. I added the colors that we are coordinating and working with. Now I'm just going to grab my trimmer. Remember, I told you to leave that space. So now I'm just going to trim it and build like a frame, like a picture frame. If you want to make it wider, you can. If you want to make it smaller, up to you. I'm not specifically saying that it needs to be a specific size. I'm just going with the flow. If you're a perfectionist, you could go a quarter, but I am not. So keep in mind, the wider you do, then you have place to add dimensionals and that sticky strip or whichever you're using to adhere your project. You want to know what I forgot today is I didn't use my adhesive sheet, so you're going to be seeing me with sticky fingers today. Sticky fingers it is. Yep, and Paul is saying the good part about that new last chance option is that the items are available until they are gone for good, not going away at the end of the month. So that's pretty awesome. You are right, that is great. So until they sell out. The thing is, sometimes people procrastinate, and when you procrastinate, what happens is you might lose out. So don't procrastinate. I have a little stash back in Ontario that I keep that is only my stuff that I don't want to sell, but that is part of the retired list. And it's my little play zone. And once in a while, I take out these little play pieces and then I just use them. It's just, you can't purchase them. So if you attend one of my classes or you have that stamp set in back home, then you're good to go. But I like to do that. It's like kind of a special class to do. Take your bones of your dimensional, this skinny part of your dimensionals. You could also use sticky strip if you want to. I'm just like using whatever I have here on hand because I don't want to throw these away. So I'm just building around. For sure, if you want to use your sticky strip, you could add some everywhere, but I'm doing that here. And then I want it on an angle. If you're a perfectionist, you'll want to place it straight. So you can decide what you want to do. I'm going on an angle here. So I'm just going to layer it like this. And it's kind of a cute way of seeing a frame. You can add anything. It doesn't need to be decorative trees if you don't have them right now. You know what? You can add snowmans. You can add those very cute houses. You could add the reindeers. Whatever you have on hand, this layout is just fun. I just find it looks like a snowy scene. It is not our snow globe. It is totally different, but I just like that part as well. So we're gonna do two like that, and then you'll get to see all of the cards in the different colors. So let's add one here, just because I find that it wasn't sticking properly. And then we'll do the other side with our Melon Mambo. So aside from Paul, who's in the Misty Moonlight feel and love, anybody else like this? Somebody team up with me and want like the shaded spruce, or are you more like of a pink melon mambo look? We could also redo this in exact card in real red. Actually, it would be beautiful for the Christmas part, or like a balmy blue. My suggestion is, if ever you have a designer series paper that you like, then you could just use that. So I'm gonna add one last one, and then here we're ready to go. So again, on an angle, and I'm going on the same side angle. I don't know why. I'm gonna remove some of little Riley's hair here. Now I'm gonna use this piece, which is just the white, and I'm doing a white on white, and I'm gonna add it here, because look how pretty that is. And then if we wanted to add some ornaments, we could. Like I said, use your adhesive sheets that I showed you. I think it was Monday or yesterday, I can't remember. Remember, I thought we were Thursday today, so, but better than using the green glue. This is not as great if you wanna do that. You don't want the green glue because the green glue takes a while to stick and it's messy, just like you see right here. I just don't want to redo these dies. And then we're going to pop this up, and this is going to be my middle die or tree. So this one, I think he's kind of my favorite. He's going to go on the Misty Moonlight card. Love that. Love it. I do love that it stands out a little bit too. Now we're going to do our second one. Once again, I'm going to pull out this image. It's going to go right in the center right here. Yes, Amy's teaming up with me with the shaded spruce. Love that. And then I'm just going to pop up a couple of them, and we're going to add more. And like I said, they don't need to be all popped out. So you'll get to see some pieces in this one right here. So up to you. And then again, I'm going to use my green glue. Green glue it is. And then I'm just going to layer this right here. Okay, so now compared to the other days, remember I told you that some of the images I found too light for when I blended with my blending brush. So I'm going to be adding some ink to my images. So this one is going to be just centered right here. The other one is centered there. So I'm going to pull out this image right here, and I'm going to use my grid paper. I have a question for you. Would you build your card one at a time, or go like what I'm doing here and doing 2 cards at a time? I'm assuming you would just do one at a time. So I just find that the blue is a little too light, so I am going to add more of it right in here. Now much better. I don't want it perfect and like everywhere, but I just want a little bit more. And then I'm adding the coordinating blend as specks. So this one is going to go somewhere here. See, I find it pops out better. This is my second piece. And then pretty sure I die cut a couple of others. Ooh, because it's blue, I might want to use the snowflake one. Blue snowflakes, I think that would look good. Very delicate, and I see that it might need a second cut, but we'll try. Let's see. Not too bad. It's just you got to be very delicate. Sometimes I just like to run them twice so I could get that second cut, and it's not as hard to remove. So up to you. I think they're so delicate. You could also use like a dryer sheet or when you're running them. But like I'm going to say that when I did more than one cut, I did not have any issues removing the little pieces. So Paul says that he preps all the pieces and then assembles in a line, and that's great. Like, that's perfect. For sure, like if I was not on video, I would be pre-cutting every single thing ahead of time, removing all these little pieces right there. Okay, so right now I am not happy with this. Does it happen to you? Happens to me. So not too complicated. You know what I'm gonna do? Just gonna bring it back. Just gonna bring it back and I'm gonna run it. And the thing is, look at this piece. It's messy. I did not remove all the papers. So if you don't remove all the papers of your die, of course they won't cut well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pop these extra pieces that are there. Just gonna get that out. I got 2 more and then we're good to go. So what you wanna do is if ever this happens to you, just come back, add your die image right back in there. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. You still gotta go and place it in the right spot. So since it's this cold in Regina, does anybody have a good series that I could start watching? I need to watch something new. Okay. I'm gonna slide that in here. Let's hope it doesn't move. I honestly think it's because I hadn't removed all the pieces. Okay, I'm gonna pop this back out and we're gonna add it on top. Now I find it's a little too trim. Just wanna check my other one to make sure it's okay. Yeah, the other one did pop up perfectly. Could you see me using this? You're like, oh my gosh, she's gonna have paper everywhere. 1, 2. So this one I'm happy with. The other one I am not. I'm doing it again. I just find it's too slim. Normally it works, but we'll see. Let's try it again. So I just bring it one-sided and then I just bring it back because I'm really adamant of getting those blue snowflakes in there. And it's great to show how things like that will happen sometimes. Can't always be perfect. Okay, I think we're good now. So I'm just gonna pop it back. Crafting day. I have all day today. I don't think we have any plans. Tomorrow we're gonna go visit this lady who is supposed to maybe watch our dog while we go back to Ontario to do Christmas with our kids. So we're doing like a doggy date. So that's tomorrow evening, which that's why I thought it was today. So I'm good. I'm good. Now it's perfect. See? Just needed to take my time and remove all those little papers that were in there. That's all. So now I'm just layering on top. But before I do, I'm taking out Misty Moonlight again. And then Misty Moonlight is going to be going right here. Hold your pieces in place and be careful. This is a very delicate piece. You could also use your thick white cardstock if you want. It doesn't need to be perfect, remember, because it's going on top and I want the 2 tones. Ah, look how gorgeous that is. Amazing. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now I'm multitasking, taking my pink out. Taking my pink out, and I just find that this one is not pink enough. I'm gonna add this here. I'm gonna take the second one I'm gonna be adding some here. Now remember what I did yesterday. What did I do? This tree is tiny, tiny, tiny. So tiny trees deserve some cutting. Do my blending again. I want little speckies. Here they are. Second one is done right here. And then I'm going to grab this image here, and when I do add it on top, it's going to be a tiny tree, so we need to trim that. So I love when I do these options where that die could be used on multiple ones. If you're just joining me, yes, I should be using adhesive sheets, but I was lazy. While I was doing these, I also thought this image would have been perfect to add on our white, like just on top. So that could be an option. You could also emboss it with white embossing powder, so that could be another option. I'm gonna use my scissors here. A Man on the Inside with Ted Danson with a nurse. Being a nurse, you will appreciate it like I did. Oh, I love Lincoln Lawyer. I watched it. Tracy, I power watched Lincoln Lawyer. It's done. And then Discovery of Witches on Netflix is good. Lucifer on Netflix. Oh, Lucifer I saw as well. We watched another series yesterday. It was kind of fun too. But I can't remember the name. It was Angelina Jolie's ex-husband. It's pretty cool and good too. So you'll wanna, anyways, we need another one. It's like, we are watching also Lioness with, what's her name? Nicole Kidman. But every week they only release one, so it's like we gotta wait for it. See, I like the difference with the shorter one right here. You see I added a dimensional. It's not gonna show because I'm gonna be adding something on top. Like they tease you with these series. It's like they're on an oil rig. I can't remember. Linesman? I can't remember, but it's pretty good. The only thing is they only release one per week. So now we've watched our weeklies and now we're stuck waiting for the next one. Okay, so I got the blue. Oh, I love the blue on blue. And you know what? I should put it not perfectly on. It would be good that it's layered a little differently. If you're just joining me today, I will show you what it looks like when you're using adhesive sheets. It's a lot better. Lucy's saying to watch from scratch. You know what? She's saying it's an old show, but I don't think I saw that. So I might want to look into that. Like if it's going to be in the minus. We might also go at a concert this weekend. Somebody might have some VIP. My husband's boss might have some VIP tickets for us. It's like a band. Okay, Paul, I think Misty Moonlight will be awesome. I think it's going to be one of my favorites. I might switch them up a little bit, but you'll get to see what I mean. Now you're going to grab some circle dies or whichever dies that you do have. And I'm going to be using the For You image that is also part of our stamp set. So any of the greetings are beautiful, but I'm going with For You and decided that's what I'm going to be using this morning. So we're going to stamp. You could use either little circles, whichever you want. I had some leftover circle dies. Remember I told you I like to keep my little container and then I keep a stash of dies cut off. So I'm just going to wash this right here. I'm going to set this aside. And then we're going to show you all of them in different colors. And then you could pick the actual favorite one that you like. So we're going to set a couple of things aside here. And then I'm just going to use those images. So give me a second here. So little circles. So I think it was the Sending Cheers collection from last year. But it had little circles in them, the dies. If not, you could just punch them out, but these are pretty intricate and cute. And then if I was back home, I'd also be using coordinating designer series paper. So my designer's paper is in Ontario, so I would do that to embellish my envelopes. But I am gonna punch in a For You image or stamp it in Misty Moonlight. Yes, perfect. And then I'm gonna do it in the Melon Mambo. And then you could add ribbon or whatever you have on hand, but I'm gonna go with, here we go, For You. I'm gonna be going with the online exclusive gold trim because I find that it's adorbs. Simply adorbs. And then I think, Paul, the iridescent gems are discontinuing. They're not on sale because I didn't see a price change, but I did see that I think they're part of my list, which is like very upsetting to me because I do love them. I use them all the time. So I'm going to do the second one right here. I'm going to tie this. I love how fine it is and it goes very well to assemble. I'm going to show you the clearance rack difference in this one. Look at the difference in size. I love that little tiny size. Father Brown is saying a murder mystery. Somebody's going to rewatch them and craft along. I am chit-chatty today. Okay, so now we have this one here, and then the reveal is coming, I promise. Little bows, big bows, whatever you would like to do, it's up to you. The other thing that I do love, and actually I do love all year long, is eating soup. So if ever you have a great soup recipe, please share with me. I would love to know. So this one is just gonna go right on top here. And we could trim our ends if we wanted to. I feel like this weekend might be Netflix. We also have Prime, so if ever you have great shows on Prime, you could suggest as well. And I'd love to make a homemade soup. Maybe like a wild rice and chicken or something like that. For my friends in the US, you probably have lots of leftover for turkey, so you could do a turkey soup. Okay, so we're almost done. Make sure that knot is super tight. Perfect. And then we're going to add that dimensional right here. And I'm going to go shift on this side because I don't want my other dimensional to show. So this one is going to go here. Oh, Misty Moonlight is starting to become my favorite. And then we're going to add our iridescent gem. When you place an order with me for $75, you're getting these for free. So that's fun. And then I like to do odd numbers, remember, so I'm just gonna add a second one or a third one right here. I'm gonna do the same thing. So then I'm gonna pull everything together and you'll get to see the entire look. I also have it in multiple colors. Soup and bread, she's saying, is her favorite. We try not to eat too much bread here, but I like to go to the farmer's market and I get the sourdough homemade bread. Look, it's stunning. Okay, so the reveal here is Shaded Spruce. Here is Misty Moonlight. Need to cut this little trim here, but it's here. And then Melon Mambo would be this one. And now I'm just gonna take out my cutie thing. So now I have my love note or note card, my cute tag right here, and then a larger card right here. So you get to see all of them. And that's why I say we need to embellish. Find yourself some shaded spruce designer series paper to embellish both these envelopes, because these note cards do become with them. But look how pretty that is. If ever I made a little basket, I could add some warm socks, some treats. I got eggnog cupcakes yesterday. They could go in there with cookies and such. So that would be a very cute basket. So this is the one in emerald. Then let's see it in melon mumbo. I keep saying emerald, but it's shaded spruce. So love this. We had colored the iridescent ribbon to coordinate yesterday. So then this is a very cute look right here. And for my blue lovers, if Bev was watching us, she would love this color as well. So let's do this one so I could show you. Look how cute that is. Look at them all together. I think today is a beautiful day. It's sunny outside, so I'll get a great look once I start taking my pictures. I think I'll do all of them separate. Let's grab this one back so if ever you want to take a snap pic. And then this would be our shaded spruce. And then I had also made them in the multiple colors. So if ever you blended all your colors together, then I have this one, but you could also do the multiple colors like this. And we also have this cute tag. So this one was very simple. This one is the tinier one, and then you get to see all of them. It would be a great gift, actually. Like, you know, once you start playing them and blending all your colors together, I think it would be an actual great gift. You could also add envelopes, put clear cello envelopes as well. If you're using like the clear cello envelopes, then they're great. Or you could buy larger ones and then package these, and then they could be used, maybe not for this year, it could be next year. But also you could add greetings, that those could be winter birthday cards, winter thank you cards. Like, it doesn't need to be that type. So I'm sorry I picked a collection that right now is out of stock, but it will come back. So that's a great way. Lucy's saying the weather is horrible. It's going to be a snow day all day. School buses are canceled. So our school buses in Ontario were not canceled this morning. I saw there was, but I think the bad weather is going to be tomorrow. So we're going to get it now. Tomorrow I have one more project to share, and then I'm moving on to something else. Not sure if I'm sticking with Christmas or not. I haven't decided. I can't wait to show you one of the online exclusive collection. And I also have some stuff that Stampin' Up has sent to me that I will be like creating with. So some project I can share, others I can't, because they're going to be submitted to Stampin' Up to share later. So that's going to be hard to not share with you. But thanks for watching today, and thanks for sticking with me, because it was a longer process because of those dies, just because I didn't pre-cut them. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.